ENFJs often do these unusual things. Let's find out if you do them too. Number 1. Collect people like they're Pokemon. ENFJs collect people the way a Pokemon trainer collects rare finds, with enthusiasm, strategy, and a low-key obsession that makes you feel like you've just been inducted into their Hall of Fame. To an ENFJ, every person is a unique treasure, with special skills, fascinating quirks, and a story worth knowing. Meeting someone new isn't just a casual interaction, it's like discovering a shiny Charizard in the wild. You're officially part of their emotional Pokédex now, so prepare to be remembered forever. They'll befriend your hairdresser, your cousin from Wisconsin, and the mail carrier, then somehow connect them all into a perfectly curated web of relationships. And the most bizarre part? It works! You'll suddenly find yourself in a group chat with a jazz musician, a dog trainer, and a yoga instructor because, in the ENFJ's mind, I thought you'd all vibe. Well, spoiler, you probably do, because ENFJs are freakishly good at matchmaking, whether it's for friendships, collaborations, or potential romances. Once you're in their collection, they won't forget you. They'll check in months or even years later with a heartfelt message, or send you an article because this totally reminded me of that thing you said back in 2018 about sustainable farming. You'll wonder how they still remember such details, but that's just their gift. It's like their internal database of human connections is updated daily. But ENFJs don't just collect people, they nurture their collection. They're like caretakers of a rare garden, always watering the relationships they've cultivated. They'll throw dinner parties where every guest feels like the star, organize reunions for long-lost friends, and play emotional DJ to ensure the perfect mix of comfort and excitement in any group. If you ever feel down or isolated, their collector brain kicks into high gear. They'll show up with a pep talk, an impromptu adventure, and 3 new people for you to meet who share your exact niche interest in 16th century maps or neon snail figurines. For the ENFJ, it's all about connection, and their mission is to make sure no one ever feels left out. Sure, sometimes their gotta befriend them all mindset can leave them a bit stretched thin, but they wouldn't have it any other way. For an ENFJ, people are the ultimate treasure, and they're determined to catch them all, one meaningful relationship at a time. Number 2. Play the therapist role without trying. ENFJs don't mean to play therapist, it just kind of happens. They'll be sitting innocently at a coffee shop when suddenly the barista spills their life story about an ex and the existential dread of turning 30. To the ENFJ, this is as natural as breathing. They'll lean in, nod thoughtfully, and somehow ask the exact question that cracks open the heart of the issue. But do you really think your ex was the problem, or was it about your fear of intimacy? And boom, instant therapy session. It's like ENFJs radiate a tell-me-everything energy that pulls secrets out of people like a magician pulling scarves out of a hat. They can't help it. Their empathetic aura is just too strong. Strangers sense their ability to get it, so why not let the floodgates open? Even their friends know the deal. Mention in passing that you're feeling off, and the ENFJ will have you on their metaphorical couch faster than you can say, "It's not a big deal." They'll sit you down with tea, tissues, and intense eye contact, guiding you through the labyrinth of your feelings. They're like emotional archaeologists, delicately uncovering layers of your psyche until you're thinking, how did we get from me being annoyed about my boss to me crying about my childhood dog? The wild part is they do all this without being pushy or nosy. It feels completely natural, like you want to open up to them. They have a way of making you feel seen, understood, and totally safe, even if you just met them 20 minutes ago. And they don't just listen. They'll follow up with gentle but spot-on advice that makes you feel both validated and slightly called out. Let's be real, sometimes the ENFJ wants a break. They're just trying to buy groceries, not dissect the cashier's relationship with their mother. Yet even when they're not trying, they'll find themselves embroiled in someone's emotional crisis. It's both a blessing and a curse. But for an ENFJ, it's just part of who they are. Number 3. Say yes to way too many things. For ENFJs, saying yes isn't just a choice, it's practically their default setting. Need a volunteer for a charity bake sale? The ENFJ is already preheating the oven. Someone to help organize the neighborhood block party? They're drafting a spreadsheet. A last-minute stand-in for your friend's dog's yoga instructor. Sure, they don't know the moves, but how hard could it be? ENFJs say yes to so many things you'd think they've got Hermione's time turner stashed somewhere. Their life often feels like a chaotic buffet of commitments. They'll agree to bake cookies for the school fundraiser, attend a friend's art show, help a coworker move, and host a dinner party all in the same weekend. By Sunday night, they're half asleep on the couch, surrounded by cookie crumbs and packing tape, wondering why they thought they could juggle it all. Well, spoiler, they pulled it off, but at what cost? The thing is, ENFJs genuinely want to help. They hate the idea of letting someone down, and they truly believe they can be the superhero who swoops in to save the day. It doesn't matter if their schedule is tighter than skinny jeans after Thanksgiving. They'll find a way to squeeze in one more yes, even if it means sacrificing their sanity or sleep. But their yesitis isn't just about helping others, it's also driven by unstoppable curiosity and FOMO. Organizing a charity gala and learning how to salsa dance in one weekend? Why not? They thrive on the thrill of doing it all, often diving headfirst into commitments without a second thought. Sure, I'll help you build that IKEA wardrobe. They would in fact regret this decision 3 hours later, buried in screws and Swedish instructions. Of course, this habit occasionally leads to hilariously overbooked schedules. ENFJs are the ones double booked for brunch and a volunteer cleanup at the same time, trying to figure out how to clone themselves or at least Uber between commitments fast enough to do both. And heaven forbid they ever try to say no, it feels physically painful for them to turn someone down. You might even catch them saying, "I'd love to, but I'm busy. Wait, actually, I can probably squeeze it in." Despite the chaos, there's something magical about the ENFJ's relentless yes. They bring warmth, energy, and a sprinkle of glitter to everything they touch. Sure, they might end up overcommitted and a little frazzled, but they wouldn't have it any other way. Number 4. Obsess over group harmony like it's a sport. For ENFJs, group harmony isn't just a nice to have, it's the Olympic event they've been training for their entire lives. Forget basketball or synchronized swimming. Their true sport is ensuring everyone in the group feels like they belong, with no one left awkwardly clutching a cup of punch in the corner. If there were medals for diffusing tension, building consensus, or sneakily reuniting feuding friends, ENFJs would be the undisputed champions, probably tearing up during the national anthem. Picture this: a group chat descends into chaos over where to meet for dinner. Opinions are flying, someone's about to rage quit, and the plan is circling the drain. Enter the ENFJ, sliding in with a diplomatic message like, "Hey guys, what if we try that Italian place Sarah mentioned? And maybe next week we can do sushi." Boom, instant peace restored. They don't just mediate, they orchestrate, like a maestro conducting a symphony of slightly chaotic, opinionated instruments. And don't even think about starting an argument in their presence. ENFJs can sense conflict brewing from a mile away, and will dive in with a blend of heartfelt understanding and subtle manipulation that has you apologizing to your nemesis over coffee before you know what's happening. Got two coworkers who can't stop sniping at each other? The ENFJ will accidentally assign them to the same project, and then charm them into becoming best friends by the end of the week. Their obsession with harmony ramps up during social events. If there's one person sitting quietly in the corner, the ENFJ will find them and pull them into the group, probably by starting a conversation about something delightfully niche. "Wait, you collect antique stamps? Tell me everything." They make sure every guest feels included, from the life of the party to the guy who only showed up for the snacks. But let's be honest, this relentless pursuit of harmony isn't always easy. Sometimes they'll bend over backward trying to please everyone, leaving themselves emotionally drained or stuck in the middle of impossible compromises. "Why can't we all just get along?" is basically their inner monologue, complete with an imaginary montage of them single-handedly ending world hunger and uniting warring nations. Number 5. Get over-invested in other people's goals. When it comes to other people's goals, ENFJs don't just cheer from the sidelines, they grab a pom-pom, a megaphone, and a detailed project plan to make sure your dream happens. Mention casually that you've been thinking about starting a podcast. Congratulations, the ENFJ just bought you a microphone, signed you up for a podcasting 101 course, and created a shared Google Doc with potential episode ideas. You'll blink, and suddenly you're 3 episodes deep, wondering how you got there. ENFJs have an uncanny ability to take your half-formed idea and turn it into a full-blown passion project. It's like they see a sparkle in your eyes and decide, yes, this person must be supported at all costs. They'll text you reminders, send inspirational quotes, and hype you up so hard you'll start believing you're the protagonist in a sports movie. But it's not just encouragement, they're hands-on. If your goal is to run a marathon, they'll join you for morning jogs, even if they hate running, and hand you electrolyte drinks with the enthusiasm of an Olympic coach. Planning to launch a business? They'll brainstorm logos, proofread your mission statement, and probably convince their cousin who's a graphic designer to give you a discount. And heaven forbid you doubt yourself in front of them the moment you say, "I don't think I can do this." The ENFJ will unleash an impassioned TED Talk about your potential. They'll remind you of all your past wins, reframe every obstacle as an opportunity, and somehow rope in your childhood dog as proof that you're destined for greatness. The funny part? Sometimes they get so overinvested they'll end up caring more than you do. You might find them tweaking your vision board at midnight, or researching niche articles about your goal while you're binging Netflix. Wait, you'll think. Am I even running this show anymore? The answer is probably no, but hey, it's nice having a co-pilot. Of course, this overinvestment can sometimes backfire. ENFJs can get a little too attached, feeling disappointed if you change directions or decide not to pursue that goal anymore. They're like emotional project managers who poured their heart into your dreams, so letting go is hard. But their heart is always in the right place. For ENFJs, your success is their success, and seeing you achieve your dreams is like winning a personal trophy. These videos will be really helpful for you.